talking to me. He's talking to life. Like, I'm practicing for my, coming up Terran matchup I got to do.
TVT versus Sari. That's
right.
really going to be an interesting one. But before that happens, we are going to jump into Classic versus Stats. And this one also is pretty interesting. I voted for Stats just because he is playing so well overall. Like, across all the matchups, he's becoming very strong for KT. He was, like one of the only players winning for KT in round number 1 of Season 2 here. And I don't know. I just feel better about him than Classic these days.
Very close to SSL finals. You made it really, really far, really deep in that tournament. Taking out big names left and right. Making some comebacks. Really solid play in the individual league, proving that he's actually really top tier. Like, he's like comparable to the SKT Protoss we had last season. It's like you are an elite Protoss.
He made a big step. It's obvious that he kind of passed whatever roof he had hit, like whatever boundary he had hit. He had jumped over that, and he just got to a very high level. And he's one of KT's actually most valuable players right now. And
arguably more valuable than Zest with his recent performances. I mean, he hasn't looked as strong.
Yeah. Zest just winning IM. That's like the one thing that really surprised me when I saw that. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
He actually did that.
He
That's
did
crazy.
really well.
That was like one of the most stacked brackets ever. And
it really was.
It's going to be interesting to see how he plays when he comes back to Korea. Maybe he gained his confidence back. Maybe he just practiced like super hard for that one tournament, but it's going to give him a big boost when he comes back.
Also, events, foreign events, any sort of event, any weekend event is always a totally different type of tournament. It's like you cannot compare IEM to a GSL. You just cannot, because in tournaments like this, there's so much preparation time, whereas Zest plays against opponents he had no idea he was going to play against until like 20 minutes before. Like, it's a totally different type of tournament, but that's one reason I feel he might have done better, but I'm happy for him. He got a championship. That's really important. Classic, meditating as he often does here. He's one of those old elite SKT pros I was talking about, but hasn't looked as elite recently. I mean, he's not looking bad, but he's not looking dominant.
Well, the thing about him is that he just doesn't get played as often now. I mean, you got Innovation and Dark and multiple other guys coming out for KT, and especially Stu also. They're using him so often, so he just doesn't really see that much play anymore. I don't know, maybe he's not playing that well in-house or something, but really, I don't know. I'm happy to see him here today. Let's see how he does against Stats. This guy is 6-1. He's won 5 in a row. That's why he's got that upwards red arrow. Yep. And he's hoping to join the boys up there at 7 wins. He's doing quite well these days.
Yep. Flawless versus Protoss, but only one game to show for it. A huge Stats fan base, by the way. Stats is quietly one of the most popular KT players. Like, he actually just has... He has a ton of fans. Like,
there was a time that he was just like so underrated, and then people were like, "Oh, we can't underrate this guy anymore. He actually is really, really good."
This guy has a ton of history in Pro League, like old Pro League matches in StarCraft 1, as well as just Brood War, like individual leagues. So he was never known for being good at individual league. That's why it was a huge deal when he made it to the round of 4 of these Neighbor Star League. But this is a very important Protoss for him.
Well, let's jump into the game right now. It's going to be Classic versus Stats here in game number 2. Down here in the bottom right in the red for SK Telecom T1, he is Classic.
And up to the top left in blue for KT Rolster, it's Stats. Arguably, the most successful Protoss player on the team right now. Zest did just win in a very difficult, like, he's an insanely stacked bracket at IEM in Poland. But, a different type of tournament. Talking best of ones here. And I don't want to take anything away from Zest, but he definitely has not been doing as well.
Well, it's not even about Pro League. I mean, he hasn't really been performing at Pro League, but he also has not been even qualifying for these individual tournaments, SSL or GSL. He's just not making it in, and everybody's like, "Where's this guy?" And then all of a sudden he goes to IEM, he qualifies for that one, and he wins the entire thing. So, hoping for good things when he comes back, but you can't guarantee anything, of course.
Well, someone going nuts about that gateway timing. A little bit faster.
Classic, he wants to possibly put on the pressure.
I mean, it's like very slightly faster, but I might have been talking about what the Korean commentator was saying or something, but somebody was very vocal when that gateway went down.
You know, the Korean commentators have one advantage. It's like during the early game when not much is going on, they have the time to talk with the fans, talk about what's going on.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
We can't talk to you guys, but you can tweet at us. I'm Proxy Wolf. He is Brendan Valdez.
We love to hear your tweets.
Yes.
I love to respond to as much as I possibly can. Questions or just talking in general.
Yeah. Twitter's a great thing. It's fun resource for everybody involved. Well, we do see a scout here, and he's actually going to place a pylon there.
I think that's going to be a Stargate. I think it's going to be a fast Stargate. It's hidden in a place that's, you know, if the probe goes for a scout, he's going to scout the main base. He's going to know something's going on, but it's also close without being too obvious.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a clever location, and on maps like Sejong, maps like Overgrowth, especially maps that aren't huge for proxy and stuff, but you do see it every now and then. Like, if you're going to proxy something, you have to get, like, really clever. And I wouldn't even call this a proxy. I would just call it a hidden Stargate if that's where he puts it. But, like, you just got to get really creative these days.
But also, the fact that he goes for the Stalker and the Mothership Core here first, or rather not the Mothership Core, the Warp Gate research here, kind of tells me maybe he's just hiding a pylon for now. I mean,
well,
I guess
yeah.
he could put something down here a little bit later after he gets that probe out.
Well, your original point is still totally valid because he's going to see that there's a pylon missing and be like, where you hiding something? You doing something? It's just kind of gets in his head. Maybe plays a little bit less aggressively. Maybe plays more defensively. And all it takes is a Maka pylon, basically. Like, I mean, it's just a pylon that's out there.
And what do we have here? We got 2 gates to follow up. He's mining, like, a ton of gas. Okay, we're going to see Blink, I guess. 3-gate Blink. Good map for it.
Yeah, it's a great map for it.
You know, Sejong, one of the best in the pool for Blink. I like it. We do have a Stargate coming out of stats. Let's see what he decides to go for here. Probably going to be Oracle. Although it is delayed.
A Robo coming up, too. Whoa. Don't fight. There's no reason
Getting
to fight.
frisky.
I'm like an H1Z1. I'm like, please. There's just, like, no reason.
Uh-oh. Well, now the Stalker's going to have to come back, and Classic going to have to back off.
That was a good trade, though. That was really well done to get that Mothership Core down like that. Nexus goes down. He did get that very important safety robo, and that may be what saves him here. This is gonna be a big firefight, though. Ooh, look at that clever placement.
Yeah, quite nice here. Hidden for a while, and we actually see a Phoenix coming in here. Uh-oh, that Mothership Core has to back off right now. It has to back off.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's possibly just game-ending, guys. You just cannot lose that. Pylon's going to get on the high ground now.
Oh, man.
Oh, boy.
That is so huge. He's going to take out this Pylon. It's definitely going to delay, you know, the supply here of Stats. But Stats is going to at least have that Immortal popping out here in a bit.
He needs a Void Ray, but, like, well, I mean, the Immortal, too, but the Void Ray is so far away. Just going to pick units off before Blink is even done. This is going to get so gnarly. He doesn't want to overextend, but look at how much damage it's already done. Good targeting with the Immortal. Nice, actually. That Immortal's doing some serious work.
He's going to save himself for now. And actually, Classic losing a lot of these Stalkers. You have to pull out back those probes, though.
Yeah,
and we got a Void Ray on the way. This game is not over yet.
Yeah, actually, quite the opposite. He's going to have another gate as well in just a second to help hold this off. Imagine if he had a Mothership Core right now. Then it's like, okay, you are out of luck, Classic. You're not going to be able to continue the attack. But, you know, now it's still possible.
A Sentry is made.
Ooh, he's actually controlled the high ground now. I mean, you could do the double blink up, I suppose, and he may very well do that. Oh, well, that was... Okay. There are no words.
Immortal gets blunked. Void Ray gets blunked. Everything is going to go down here. No Mothership Core. No Nexus Cannon. And looks like Stats is going to go down here. Just too much stuff. GG. Making a couple of key mistakes. Classic tricking him here. Going for a very aggressive build. Stats did not identify it. And he was not ready. And he gets taken out here.
He had no idea. You never leave your Mothership Core like that ever if you knew this was coming. This is not like a mistake where he forgot to move it. Like, he just... That's a totally normal place for your Mothership Core to be if you're just kind of holding your bases and you don't know what's coming. It could be
Stargate. That Nexus coming up, you know?
Yeah. Like, He just had no idea. He got wholly blindsided. Our 2 PvPs today just kind of ended up being that way.
Yeah.
It's the matchup that's like very, very, very like much rock, paper, scissors. And if you think he's going paper and you go scissors, but he was actually going rock, you're dead, man.
You're dead meat.
I mean, there's just a lot of builders that just straight up counter things. In this case, it wasn't a builder or loss. It was just a mothership core out of position because of a lack of information. That was a huge snipe.
It was like an interesting build out of stats as well. I mean, it was kind of an interesting nexus. I mean, the only thing he had to defend there was, I guess, Immortals for the follow-up, but he was like making a Phoenix before he identified what was coming. It was just kind of a weird build out of stats, to be honest.
He just wanted to go for a Phoenix play, I guess, but, you know.
He just, like you said before, he just got totally tricked. I don't know if it was like the rock, paper, scissors analysis he made. Like, that does often happen times in Protoss versus Protoss, but like, that time it was almost just like he identified